In the next 10 minutes, humanity will push dozens of species closer to an irreversible fate, disappearing from our planet forever. No footprints. No calls, no second chances. Every extinction is a chapter that closes forever in Earth's story. Welcome to Green Earth VN. Today, we will count down the top 10 species that are critically endangered right now and explore why humans are the driving force behind their potential disappearance. Stay until the end. Because number 1 is an animal you see almost every day. 10. Vaquita. The vaquita is the world's smallest and most endangered marine mammal, found only in the northern part of the Gulf of California, Mexico. This tiny porpoise is on the absolute brink of extinction, with fewer than 10 individuals believed to be left in the wild. The single greatest threat to the vaquita is illegal gillnet fishing. These nets are set to catch another endangered species, the totoba fish, whose swim bladder is highly valued in traditional Chinese medicine and sold on the black market for thousands of dollars. Vaquitas become entangled in these nets as bycatch and drown. Despite Mexico's efforts to ban gill nets in the vaquita's habitat, illegal fishing continues, pushing this gentle creature to the edge of oblivion. The fight to save the vaquita is a race against time, a desperate attempt to prevent another heartbreaking entry in the list of human-caused extinctions. 9 Amur lepra, in the remote, forested borderlands of Russia and China, lives the Amur lepra, one of the rarest big cats on Earth. With its stunning spotted coat that grows thick and pale in the winter, this leopard is perfectly adapted to its harsh environment. However, its beauty has also been its curse. Today, only around 100 individuals remain in the wild. The primary threats are poaching and habitat loss. Amur leopards are hunted illegally for their beautiful fur, and their bones are used in traditional Asian medicine. At the same time, their forest home is being destroyed by logging, forest fires, and the development of new roads and farms. This fragmentation of their habitat not only reduces their territory but also isolates the small remaining population, leading to inbreeding and a loss of genetic diversity. Conservation efforts are underway, but the Amur leopard remains critically endangered, a symbol of fragile wilderness in a rapidly changing world. 8. Sumatran rhino. The Sumatran rhino is the smallest and hairiest of all rhino species, and it's the closest living relative of the extinct woolly rhino. Once roaming across the foothills of the Himalayas in Southeast Asia, this ancient species is now found only in tiny, fragmented populations on the islands of Sumatra and Borneo in Indonesia. It is estimated that fewer than 80 Sumatran rhinos are left on the planet. Like other rhinos, the Sumatran rhino has been decimated by poaching for its horn, which is coveted in traditional medicine. But a more insidious threat is habitat loss. The rhino's rainforest home is being cleared for palm oil plantations, paper pulp, and other agricultural activities. This leaves the remaining rhinos in small, isolated pockets of forest, making it difficult for them to find mates and reproduce. The Indonesian government and conservation partners are now attempting a captive breeding program as a last-ditch effort to save this critically endangered species from vanishing forever. 7. Orangutan. The orangutan, whose name means person of the forest in Malay, is one of humanity's closest living relatives. These intelligent, gentle apes are found only in the rainforests of Borneo and Sumatra. There are 3 species: the Bornean, Sumatra, and the recently discovered Tapanuli orangutan. All are critically endangered. The Tapanuli orangutan is the most endangered of all great apes, with fewer than 800 individuals left. The single biggest threat to orangutans is deforestation, primarily for palm oil plantations. Every year, vast swaths of their forest home are bulldozed and burned, leaving them without food or shelter. Orphaned baby orangutans are often sold into the illegal pet trade, while adults that wander onto plantations in search of food are often killed as pests. The survival of the orangutan is directly linked to the fate of its rainforest home. Without urgent action to protect these forests, the person of the forest will disappear from the wild within our lifetime. 6. Kakapote. Kakapoe, large, flightless, nocturnal parrot, from New Zealand, is one of the most unique birds in the world. It's also one of the most critically endangered, after being pushed to the brink of extinction by introduced predators like cats and rats. The entire kakapo population, just over 200 birds now, lives on a few predator-free islands. This bird's biology makes its recovery incredibly challenging. Kakapos are slow breeders, only nesting every 2 to 4 years when native rimu trees produce a superabundance of fruit. For decades, a dedicated team of scientists and volunteers has managed every aspect of their lives, from providing supplementary food to monitoring every nest and hand-rearing chicks. Each kakapo has a name and is tracked by a smart transmitter. While the population is slowly increasing, the kakapo's future depends entirely on this intensive, round-the-clock human intervention. 5. Hawksbill sea turtle. The hawksbill sea turtle is named for its narrow, pointed beak and is found in tropical waters around the world. Its beautiful, patterned shell, known as tortoiseshell, has been used for centuries to make jewelry, combs, and other decorative items. This demand has driven the hawksbill to the brink of extinction. Although the international trade of tortoiseshell is now illegal, a black market persists, and poaching continues to be a major threat. Beyond poaching, hawksbill turtles face numerous other dangers. Their nesting beaches are being destroyed by coastal development. They get entangled in fishing gear. They suffer from the effects of pollution, such as plastic ingestion, and climate change is impacting their nesting sites and the temperature of the sand, which determines the sex of the hatchlings. As a result of these combined pressures, the global hawksbill population has declined by over 80% in the last century. For pangolin, pangolins are the most illegally trafficked mammals in the world. These shy, nocturnal creatures, covered in protective keratin scales, are found in Asia and Africa. When threatened, they roll up into a tight ball, a defense that is effective against natural predators but makes them easy for poachers to simply pick up and carry away. Pangolins are hunted for 2 main reasons. Their meat is considered a delicacy in some Asian countries, and their scales are used in traditional medicine. Despite having no proven medicinal value, they are made of the same material as human fingernails. It is estimated that over 1 million pangolins have been poached from the wild in the past decade. All 8 species of pangolin are now protected under international law. But the illegal trade is so vast and profitable that these unique animals are being hunted to extinction at an alarming rate. 3. Cross River gorilla. The Cross River gorilla is the most endangered gorilla subspecies in the world. Living in a rugged, hilly region on the border of Nigeria and Cameroon, this elusive ape is incredibly wary of humans, and for good reason. It is estimated that only about 200 to 300 individuals remain. The primary threats to the Cross River gorilla are habitat loss and hunting. Their forest home is being cleared for agriculture and timber, fragmenting the gorilla population into small, isolated groups. This isolation prevents them from interbreeding, which is dangerous for their long-term genetic health. Although they are not always the primary target, gorillas are also sometimes killed by hunters for bushmeat. Conservation organizations are working with local communities to create protected areas and promote sustainable livelihoods to reduce the pressure on the gorillas in their habitat. But their survival hangs by a thread. Those, Isaola tisaula, often called the Asian unicorn, is one of the rarest large mammals on Earth. It was only discovered by science in 1992 in the Anamite Mountains of Vietnam and Laos. This mysterious bovine, with its 2 long, parallel horns, is so elusive that no biologist has ever seen one in the wild. All that is known about the saula comes from camera trap photos and a few individuals that were captured and died shortly after. The saula is a victim of indiscriminate snaring. Hunters set thousands of wire snares in the forest to catch wild pig, deer, and other animals for the bushmeat trade. Saulas are not the target, but they get caught in these traps as they catch and die. The density of these snares in their habitat is so high that it has caused a catastrophic decline in their population. It is impossible to know for sure, but experts believe there may be only a few dozen saulas left, if any. The Asian unicorn may well vanish before we ever have a chance to truly know it. One European honeybee, this may shock you, but the #1 spot on our list is an insect we see all the time, the honeybee. While not critically endangered in the same way as a vaquita or a honeybees and other wild pollinators are facing a catastrophic global decline that threatens our ecosystems and our food supply. They are experiencing what is known as colony collapse disorder. The threats are a deadly cocktail of human activities: widespread use of pesticides, particularly poisons bees and damages their ability to navigate and reproduce. The destruction of natural habitats like wildflower meadows and forests eliminates their food sources. The spread of diseases and parasites, like the varroa mite, is made worse by the stress of these other factors. And finally, climate change is altering the flowering times of plants, creating a mismatch between when bees need food and when it is available. 1/3 of the food we eat, from apples and almonds to coffee and chocolate, depends on pollination by bees. Their decline is not just an environmental issue. It is a direct threat to human food security and economic stability. The silent disappearance of bees from our fields and gardens is a warning sign that our entire ecological system is in jeopardy. We must explore 10 species on the razor's edge of extinction, but they represent only a tiny fraction of the nearly 1 million species currently at risk. Extinction does not happen suddenly. It begins with carelessness, destruction, pollution, and silence. If we don't take action now, the next species to vanish might be the ones that hold our own world together. Comment below. Which endangered species are you most worried about? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support Green Earth VN and spreading awareness for our planet.